each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hey, hello. Looks like we got some people on. I thought it might take a minute. Um, I wanted to read something real quick before I got started because I didn't want to just jump into this yelling and screaming and doing stuff, right? Now, that's not what this stuff is about. Yes, I am going to rant about some things, but we always need to do things the right way. And that I'm going to tell you right now, that takes a lot of courage. And if you're doing things the right way, kudos to you, man, because it takes a lot of fucking courage to do it. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of swearing. So, and I might trigger some people, and I want people to know what I'm talking about so that, you know, because it's not my job to trigger people either. But if you're here, please feel welcome to say hello. You are not required to. You can sit and watch. If you have anything that you want to say, um, oh yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I already lost the two people that were here, and of course, welcome to the Daily Trudge. Probably because I said I was going to be swearing, but that's okay because you're not required to listen to this. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by reading something out of Keys of the Kingdom. See, I never know. It just went from 0 to 3. So whoever knows, I don't know. Okay. Hey, it says Facebook user, but hello anyway. So I'm going to read out of Keys to the Kingdom. I always read this at the end every time I speak. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Um, and I'm glad, Chris, I'm glad you're here because I'm just glad you're here because you've always had my fucking back, man. That's why. That's why. I know it's you, Chris. AA is not a plan for recovery that can be finished and done with. It is a way of life, and the challenge contained in its principles is great enough to keep any human being striving for as long as he lives. We cannot outgrow this plan. As arrested alcoholics, we must have a program for living that allows for limitless expansion. That means we need to be able to continue to grow. But in order to grow, we're going to need what's called recovery equity. And I'm going to cover that during this. Keeping one foot in the front of the other is essential for maintaining our arrestment. Others may idle in a retrogressive groove without too much danger, but retrogression can spell death for us. However, this isn't as rough as it sounds, as we do become grateful for the necessity that makes us toe the line, and we find that we are compensated for the consistent effort by the countless dividends we receive. A complete change takes place in our approach to life, where we used to run from responsibility. We finding ourselves accepting it with gratitude that we can successfully shoulder it. Instead of wanting to escape some perplexing problem, we experience the thrill of a challenge and the opportunity it affords for another application of AA techniques. And we find ourselves tackling it with surprising vigor. The last 15 years of my life have been rich and meaningful. I've had my share of problems, heartaches, and disappointments because that is life. But also, I've known a great deal of joy and a peace that is the handmaiden of an inner freedom. I have a wealth of friends, and with my AA friends, an unusual quality of fellowship. For to these people, I am truly related. First through mutual pain and despair, and later through mutual objectives and newfound faith and hope. And as the years go by, working together, sharing our experience with one another, and also sharing our mutual trust, understanding, and love without strings, without obligations, we acquire relationships that are unique and priceless. There's no more aloneness with that awful ache so deep in the heart of every alcoholic that nothing before could ever reach. That ache is gone and never need return again. Now there is a sense of belonging, of being wanted and needed and loved. In return for the bottle and a hangover, we have been given the keys to the kingdom. And I absolutely believe that. I believe 100% everything in this book. And the reason that I believe it is because I have watched literally thousands of alcoholics go through this. And the people that do this work make it. I'm gonna let you know that about 50% of the people in your group are only about 50% are doing the actual work. The others are faking it. You'll know them after a little bit, okay? And you're probably going to say to yourself and go to your sponsor, you know what? They're not working their program, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to say, you know what? Quit worrying about them. Worry about your own shit. That's what they're going to tell you, right? Now, the part I just read, I don't feel that in AA. It's not there. It's not there, man. Okay. I'm gonna go back a little bit here. Um, I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been in sales. I was a drug and alcohol counselor when I was 20 years old. Okay, I worked at Abraham Lincoln High School. I had 12 years of sobriety. I was one of the first alumni through the Phoenix concept. People don't even know what we went through back then. Now it's a different program and it's okay, but it won't work the way that it used to. It's funny because my last sponsor, was also an alumni of the Phoenix concept, and he did not have the same experience as me. There was a camaraderie there that you could not bust. Chris, you remember Primary Purpose? Okay, it's not like that anymore. A division has been created in Colorado, and it has been done intentionally by some very, very sick people. These are the people that I talk about quite frequently. Okay, these people are in trouble with the Attorney General. They commit Medicaid fraud. And it doesn't look like body brokering, and they won't admit to it because they do it a little differently. But body brokering. So I'm going to tell you something. Okay. You can do that kind of stuff in other fields, but in this one, good evening, good to see you. But in this one, misinformation kills people. So in my book, you're a murderer. I'm sorry, but you are. I know it sounds extreme, but it's true. When you are intentionally going out, let me put it this way. When I was excommunicated as a recovery coach, if I wouldn't have known what I know, I would have drank. I would have. Nobody else can make you drink. That's not fucking true. That is not fucking true. Right now, I bet I can ruffle all sorts of feathers right now just by bringing up certain topics. Okay. So don't tell me, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. Yes, they will. They will. Okay. And a lot of people call me names. I get called a lot of names. I've always been called names. So to me, it's like being in second grade again. What'd you pee on, Dion? It might as well be that. These people literally call me uneducated. They make fun of my missing tooth all the time. They think this stuff doesn't get back to me, but it does. And I'm actually at a point where they've done this to enough people. I'm thinking about filing a civil suit. Okay. So I'm going to give you some examples of the kind of bullshit that happens with recovery coaching. So I'm going to tell you right now, recovery coaching is bullshit. It sucks. It's shit. Okay. It is. What you want is a peer support specialist. That's what you want. Let me tell you why I'm not a fan of recovery coaching anymore. Number one, they will train anybody. When I went through my training, the first thing that my trainer did was cut down AA. That was the first thing that he did. But he was getting ready to teach us about multiple pathways. Recovery coach class was crap. It was. It's basic counseling. I could have saved myself $450 and read the first chapter of the DSM. Okay? I know the DSM. Remember, I was a drug and alcohol counselor. I've been a therapist. I've been all sorts of shit. Okay? I don't have any numbers or tags behind my name. I don't need them. I'm grandpa. I'm the grandpa. And I'm going to tell you, I'm glad I came back because fuck, Let's talk about sponsorship. I'll get to all this stuff, you guys. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's progress. Thank you, Chris, for that reminder. I appreciate that. Let's talk sponsorship. So I wasn't there, but a friend of mine had brought up in our group conscious that the way sponsorship works described in the big book is not the way that we are doing it now. Now you go to a meeting and you're like, if um if raise your hand if you can sponsor. The fuck? Right? So I brought up to a friend of mine, and then she brought it up at the group conscious. And what they said, the reply to her was, it's always been that way. No, the fuck it hasn't. Uh-uh. See, that's where things become a little different. I've been around long enough that I know it wasn't that way. And we wonder why our rooms are so small. They're small, guys. If you're like, no, they're not. We got 20 people. That ain't shit. That ain't nothing. Well, it's just about helping one person. No, it's more than that. This makes me sad. Harm reduction, having different pathways. Say, yeah, and you would have been dead, huh? Good on you. See somebody. So I'm here to warn people. If somebody's a recovery coach, just get the fuck away from them. Okay. So the second thing that happened during my class is there was a person that was going through recovery coach training because he had 3 months of sobriety and he was going to be a house manager. Oh, how exciting! He relapsed during class. They let him finish the class, which I think they should. He paid money for it. Well, he didn't. The sober living did. But then he went to work there. Okay. The slip, I don't so much mind. I get that. You had a slip. Okay. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. My problem was this: training somebody to go help other people save their own lives with only 3 months of sobriety. Okay. To us, 90 days is a long time. It is. But you don't even out until you're 5 years sober. You don't even know this shit. Okay. The only thing a recovery coach should ever do is utilize resources. That's it. If that's what it was, I'd be fine with it. But that's not what it is. Let me tell you what it's like. Last summer, I got a phone call. Hey, Dion, they're firing everybody over at, and you guys didn't know this happened, did you? Okay. Salvation Army is so fucked, it's not even funny. Last summer, they fired everybody in the men's unit. I got a phone call. Said, hey, Dion, you're the expert that I know of on homelessness. Can you come down and help us out? I'm like, yes, I'm happy to do that. Okay. And I was happy to do it for free. No problem. Helping the homeless, passion. That's my passion. Okay. Getting ready to do this, and then I get a notice. I get a text message saying that we are no longer a part of it. Instead, they have decided to go with another company who is going to teach them boxing to the homeless. Okay. Why is all this happening? I'm going to tell you why. It is the fear of that you won't belong with the popular kids. That's the fear. That's why people won't back me up. That's why they won't speak. You don't want to be excommunicated either. It's no fun. I like what Chris has to say. I'm a Marine and I don't do what I did in the Marine Corps, so I'm trying to be willing to progress in God's direction. Yeah. And Chris, thank you for your service. Anybody that's I love our vets. I love our vets. Because without them, I wouldn't have my freedom. Look at that. So I wouldn't be free to come on here and talk about this. Okay. And I've just gotten started. Okay. Let's get back to that sponsor thing. So I'm a new guy. I don't know my head from my ass. In fact, my ass is falling off. I'm crying. I'm weeping. I want to apologize to everybody in the world. I go to an AA meeting, and what they say is, in order to make it, you must find a sponsor. You are asking somebody who won't even take a shower every day, that won't take their meds, that isn't eating 3 meals a day to make a very important life decision because you are scared to approach them? I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I have 4 sponsees. I have picked every single one of them. One of them is a woman. And I'm allowed to do that. I've got plenty of time. And guys, I love my wife more than I love anything in this world. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. I love my wife. I can't live without my wife. She has me heart and soul till the end of my days. And if I die first, I will haunt her because I do not want to not be around her. Okay? So, what does that bring me around to? You know, all those videos that you guys share, not you guys, but, you know, these are popular people. And I'm not going to bring up names. It's not for me to bring up names. I'm going to tell you now 90% of them are body brokers. Oh, if you're done and you need help, just call this 800 number afterwards and they will get you help. Okay. You're not going to talk to that person. You're going to talk to some person in either Florida or California in a call center. Okay. And they're going to tell you that you need to move to Florida for their treatment, and the down payment's going to be $5,000. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. You always bring up grace. I appreciate that. We do need, because we do need to have grace. I don't get to go out. I don't get to go out and make disgusting moves like that. There's no way. My conscience will not let me. Part of the reason I don't make any money is because of the way that everybody is making money is illegal. 90% of the recovery coaches in Colorado are under investigation. They all got cut off last year from Medicaid. Didn't tell anybody. Okay? Do you guys know what supervision is? Most of you probably do not. So, as a recovery coach, if I want to continue on, I'm not utilizing it, so I don't need it. You have to, each month, you need to do what's called supervision, and that gets sent to the people that keep us accountable, which doesn't exist. Okay. The person that was doing my supervision charged my insurance, my Medicaid. That is highly illegal. They charge my Medicaid as an employee. Okay. Letting clients live in your house. No, 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 no. HIPAA is, I'm going to tell you something. If you're watching a company and they say, hey, our client made it in 3 months in our sober living and Tom Davis has, you just blew HIPAA. You blew HIPAA. Period. You blew it. Now let's get to the other side. All right. So, yeah, people do need money. I need money. I made a decision the other day. My extracurricular stuff, I ain't doing shit unless I'm getting paid. I'm going to do prevention and podcasting. Somebody wants me to pay. If somebody wants to pay me to do something else, I'll do it. But the thing is people talk so loud that they're just fucking with things everywhere you turn. So how do you fight this? You don't. You don't fight it. That's the hard part. Okay. Did anybody come to me? No, there wasn't anybody that came to me and said, hey, Dion, this was wrong until they fucked them first. Then you came over to me. Fuck you. Go away. I won't. No, if I am second best and it's division and things like that, then go talk to your sponsor. Oh, you don't have one. Oh, I have a recovery coach. He's got 6.5 months sober. So why does this make me so upset? Because I'm not even angry. I'm just upset. If I was angry, I'd be yelling. I just don't get angry like that anymore. Thank you, God. I appreciate that. And why? Because these moves and the things that people do, bye, Chris, um, kill people. And I won't tolerate that. I won't. So I think I'll wrap it up with this because I think I'm irritating some people now. You should be irritated. If you're irritated with me, then you're irritated with the wrong thing. But at least you got to be made aware of this. You do. You got to be made aware of this. Actually, I'm gonna cover another thing. Okay. Um, bridge the gap that AA has. We don't need it. We don't need it. It's because we're not following the directions in the book. And World Services is understanding that most people in AA have gotten fucking lazy. We are lazy, lazy, lazy. Okay. You're supposed to be going out and finding these people. We are all supposed to be going to hospitals. You're supposed to go look for these people at your churches, at detox, all these different places. But you're too scared. Too scared to do it. What happened to your faith? All men of faith have courage. All right, guys. Wasn't quite the rant I wanted, but it would have been something a lot different. So, all right, that's gonna be it. I love you guys. Peace out. Have a day. Bye.